everyone, welcome to Watercolor Wednesday. I am Bonnie Krebs, creator of Watercolor the Art Impressions Way, and this week's project is a really simple one. Honestly, you can do this in about 10 minutes, and I promise you that's the truth. I love these little simple projects. I love that you can do them quick and easy, and they turn out so cute. So this is a little topiary we're going to do this week. We don't need very many stamps, so just a container. I'm using the one from the Southwest set. This one right here, but you can use any container that you have. And in addition to that, we need some things from the foliage set. So the vine, the tiny little grass, and this large foliage right here. So just those three from the foliage set, that's all we need. We're also going to use the Molotow, so the masking fluid, and you need a ruler. And that's it. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with the Molotow fluid. And this is a mask, so this is going to protect all of our white areas. So we're going to start out by making a bunch of little dots, kind of in a circle. And I would guess this is about 1.5 inches. Don't stress out over this. If you get too many, just rub them off. So don't worry if you make your circle too big. Just get these on here. Make some of them pretty good sized. And you're just kind of dabbing. So the fluid will just come out. And just get as much in here as you want. Okay, like so. We're going to let that dry, and I will be back in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back, and our masking fluid is dry, so we're ready to stamp over the top. So I'm going to go ahead and ink the foliage now. This is the large foliage from the foliage set, and I'm inking this now with a number 15. And I'm just going to stamp it over the top. So just a couple of times. And then I'm going to ink it again. That same number 15 green. And turn it upside down now and stamp it on the bottom. Okay, just like that. And now I'm going to dip my brush in water and soften those lines. Okay, so just dab. We're just kind of softening these lines. We're not really painting anything. We're just adding some water now to blend the color. And you can color right over the top of this masking fluid. So it's going to protect our white areas, and that's how we're going to get our flowers in the background. Super easy. So fun and so quick. And if you're like me, most of the time I need something like right now. So when you need that card really quickly, or you need that little gift really quickly, this is a great one to do. Okay, so we've got that all spread around now. Let's go ahead and stamp our container in underneath. So here's that little pot from the Southwest set. And I'm going to use a lighter color. So I'm going to stamp it in the number 40. This is brown gray. And I'm just going to kind of center it underneath. You can use a positioner if you want to, but I just usually try to guess. Okay, that's close enough. So stamp that and dip your brush in water. And now pull the color out of the lines. So just drag this color to the center. Remember, when the container is round, we need to show that highlight in the center. If you color all of this in solid, it's going to be flat. So we want to show that this is a round pot. So drag that color over and keep the darkest area on the side. Okay, so now let's add some color to the pot. So I'm going to use a bright color. This is a number 101 Tropical. So I'm going to put some color on my palette. Don't color direct to paper. So you want to always color from the palette. Dip your brush down in water, pinch it off, and pull a little of this color now from the palette. You want to start where the color is the darkest, and when the container's round, the color is going to be darkest on the side, so the farthest away from you. That's where the darkest color is. So apply that color to the side, and then dip your brush, pinch it off, and pull that color over to the center. And we're going to repeat this step a couple of times. And that's how we just kind of build that color onto these containers. Drag it over to the center. And you can see it's starting to look more and more rounded. Okay, so that's going to dry in just a minute, and then we're going to do it again. We're going to repeat that process again and apply that color to the side. And and then drag it over to the center. And you can keep doing this until you get that container as dark as you want it to be. If you notice that you're getting too straight of a line here, you don't want a little rectangle right here. You want to really feather that color over. So just keep pinching your brush off and drag that color over. It'll just soften those lines up really easily. Okay, let's do it one more time. Just pull this color over now to the center. Okay, looks pretty good. So let's take a little more of this color now and do something decorative. You can do this step or not, up to you. A little darker color now and just kind of make a little decorative line here. Kind of adds a lot of interest, I think. Okay, so we've got that finished. So now we're going to take the ruler and we're going to take our number 45 and the fine tip. So this is our sepia, and we're going to find the center. So the center of the pot and the center of the topiary, and we're just going to make a line in the center. And then we're going to move over to the left and make another, and move to the right and make another. So we've got about 3 lines in here. And then just add a few in between. Dip your brush in water now and just pull that color out of the lines, just like that. So easy. Okay, we've got that done. Now let's take our sepia and we're going to make a line across the pot. See how the pot kind of comes up here? When we don't have a lot of foliage in the pot, we've just got one basic branch here, or one trunk. We want to show the back of that pot. So just take your fine tip and just draw a line across here. Don't stress out over this at all. Just like that. And then pull that color out. We're going to add some color in there later. Okay, so now we're about finished here. Let's add a little of this color in here. Just like that. So now let's add a shadow underneath. This is an African violet. This is a great color to add shadows. And so we're going to take a little of this color now and we're going to put a little underneath here. And that's gonna pop that foliage up away from that branch. And we're going to add a little into the pot, and that's going to make the pot look more three-dimensional. Okay, just like that. That looks pretty good. So we're ready to go to the next step, and that is to remove the masking fluid. So let's do that. So just do that with your finger or your thumb. Just take this all off, and you can see underneath all of our white areas. And you can leave this white. You can add color to this. Let's just add a little yellow center. So just put a little yellow on your palette. This is a number 43. And just use your brush and just put a little yellow center in here. In these bigger areas, just put a couple. This is so easy to do. So fun. Nobody would ever guess this is stamping. I think that's my favorite part about it. In addition to the fact that it's really quick and easy, but nobody would ever guess that you stamped this. They would think that you painted this. And that's perfectly fine. Because it is a little painting and this is your own work. And it's amazing how after a while, if you really work at this, your own style comes out. Even though you're using rubber stamps, your own style comes out. Okay, so we've got our little flowers in here. If you want to, you can add a little more detail to this little trunk. A few little dots here and there. Let's add a little grass to the bottom. This is the tiny little grass from the foliage set. Remember to walk it at least 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then pull that color up and out. And just drag that color. It's okay to stamp it over the pot. That's no problem. And if it looks like this is a little too round, go ahead and use your vine and add a little more leaves to the outside. So you're only going to ink the very top. So just that top little part of the spine, and stamp it a few times in here. So this kind of adds a little more interest. And when you add the water to it, it changes the shape so that nobody would ever guess you've used a stamp. And really it's your own creation because it's your own combination. And it doesn't matter how many times you do these things, they're different every single time. Add some water now. And just soften those lines. And we are finished with our little topiary. You can do these in all colors, all different containers. Any of your containers are going to work. Okay, and there we have it. Sign and date. This is that same 86. Sign and date. And give it away, put it on a card or put it in a frame, give it away, and really seriously make someone's day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.